Mechacha obi biara daily trends and our so yen sem no ensem a be kan ensam yenko na yenkotie ensem no enchemu.
Legal practitioner and wakasa the case of Bernard NPP Buesiakon chairman WONTUMI the case no now ohwe ne submission or the atuga na ebebo rem na yakotie na ne nsemu mu na o kire se ohwe the case of WONTUMI. If you critically take a look into WONTUMI ni case na ono no betimi aka asisudia se the case of chairman WONTUMI no enya de se eye case was utimi eda mu for that particular period the Accra High Court the amano no na we ne nsemu a obusan for the to join na o kire se ebinum keka se WONTUMI obedemu ache WONTUMI obeyisi WONTUMI obeyisi osesa nsem ni nyina no enya de se nsemu a no kure now wama a submission and the submission mu no ose chairman WONTUMI enya de se obedem to that extent the Accra High Court the amount or say if you critically take a look, analyze the issue very well, you get to understand say oshe kwedu de abono ni evidence ama level ediatiana there is no substantial evidence court ni ebetimi agina so aka say aso nipa no looking at this evidence you kura yi no nipa ni di for ewa asem ni mu enu nti no yebetimi a sentence no to that particular years imprisonment. Until I said, share this ruling and I said this ruling by free the Accra High Court now. It is very much clear, it is very much obvious as to how things are going to run out, especially following the minority and I said NPP Amunyukuno their decision to appeal the ruling High Court at the by. So yes, wa kasa yebebody rem na yetimi akotie ne nsem o de tuga ne bidi aba yebebody rem na said you see the nsem no de tuga no yakotie be with respect to the case of WONTUMI OP and I say on MP 20 years no appeal no what should we expect in the appeal how are things going to run out for WONTUMI say na nyoma be si akoni nyina ne nsem a wajebre aka ho asem yebebody rem na said you see the nsem no edi atudwa no na bishafo yakoti bi edi abama mo free say odi wadwen kire be comment section ase edi am idea na what can they found looking at the case of WONTUMI. There have been several submissions from several top lawyers talking about NPP lawyers, talking about NDC lawyers, some coming from journalists, both from NDC, from NPP, and then from Ghanaian generally. Yes. So, what is your take, yes, on this particular issue? WONTUMI case in Ankasano. Say now, do you think there is a chance of him going to appeals court? I
check, not by cash, not support, an investment. Yes, investment support. Okay, but by check, and when discussions fell through, that is their narration. That's not the narration of Sabina. That's the narration of Obatampa. That's the narration of the prosecution. Then Obatampa says the CEO said we should return the money in cash. And we returned the money in cash. Okay? And handed the money to her at Gachuna. Don't you see culpability on their part? Or aiding and abetting a crime? Don't you see it? You don't see it. The second thing.
In a control mining.
No, I'm not talking about.
We use somebody who had committed a crime to convict somebody.
They didn't use the board chairman as prosecution witness.
No, I'm only saying that it is allowed that this can be done. This can be done.
That's the first thing. All right. That's the first thing. So this was an official transaction for both sake. This is an official transaction. You receive money by check, and you elect to, or you are compelled to return the money by cash, and you want us to believe the story. 2, you say that when you returned the money, I'm not just saying I didn't follow the case until the Court of Appeal judgment came.
Okay.
When you received the money, when you delivered the money at Bachuna, there were no witnesses. 3rd, you said the person who received the money acknowledged receipt. So you would have gotten the original copy of the acknowledgement, because that person is writing to you to acknowledge receipt, and you bring a photocopy. So where's your original copy? And you know custody issues in court. You know.
Is it not possible? Is it not plausible?
I'm not speculating. I'm not speculating.
You could get the photocopy rather than the original.
I'm not speculating. 3rd, the board chairman says, consequent upon the conversations he had with Sedinam on WhatsApp that led to this arrangement, and there is produced the conversation in court. At that point, did the burden shift to Sedinam to defend herself? When you listen to Manasseh, just repeating the narration of the prosecution. Yes, we're not saying that everything was kosher at Masolok, but we're saying that the burden of proof in a criminal matter is said that you can't do it sloppily.
Let me quickly add on to that the other transactions in the vehicles, for instance, the relief money and all of those. What do you have to say about that?
So the vehicles. And Manasseh is wrong. When vehicles are imported, or when goods are imported in this country by a government, and the vehicles are tainted by fraud or illegality, that doesn't bind the succeeding government. And we've seen many of them in where governments have repudiated liability. So it's not correct. It's not true. It's not true, Manasseh. It's not true.
So
Number two,
what should have been done in that circumstance?
Repudiate liability. Repudiate it. And why the liability is repudiated is simply because, in your view, it's tainted by fraud. Repudiate it. They didn't.
So that they should have insisted that Mark Otto should come take their cars away.
Because we can't be partners. We can't be a party to a fraudulent activity. And the government will be within that, and that is a defense if Mark Ghana took them to court.
The state which got them to ship the vehicle scene, everything.
It doesn't matter that the state got,
because you accuse them of overpricing the vehicles. You don't take control. That's the only issue of crime, right?
It's not only
overpricing.
Overpricing.
Yeah.
It's an issue of fraudulent
transaction.
Okay, and that overpricing was fraudulent because that was not what was being offered on the free market. That the core of that charge is that. Okay, and then
in Ghanaian parlance, not to suggest any motives, but in Ghanaian parlance, people have become very much aware of the proverbial 10%, where everybody in government institutions
wants
to engage.
Some people.
Okay, most people.
Okay.
Want to engage in procurement, and then in the procurement, they will get their cut. Some call it facilitation fee, and I was shocked to the marrow when I saw a contracting fee, and I was shocked to the marrow when I saw a contract between two people and the state, and there was facilitation fee, which was 10%. I was very shocked.
Was he writing?
I'm telling you, a contract in writing.
I was a minister for lands and natural resources. I was a minister for roads and highways. I was a deputy minister. You don't do anything like signing contracts.
Right.
I never demanded 10% for any contract.
So I'm saying Ghanaians is it too much for them to think that you may not blame the company, if indeed it was as overpriced, you will not blame the company, but blame the one who is entering into the transaction for the state, because often they are the ones, allegedly seeking to benefit. So they say, okay, you sell this at 20 cedis, but we'll tell the government that you sold it to me at 50 cedis.
I agree. So it's a narration. So you are charging them for doing acts on behalf of the state with that authority. Framing the charge that way does not shift the burden onto her to show that she had authority. That's the first thing. That's what the court is saying. If you say she didn't have authority, show it that she didn't have authority. It doesn't matter our own idiosyncrasies. And we are not even saying that what she did was proper. But if you go to court to say that someone does something with that authority, that should not be enough. That's what the court is saying.
Right.
Okay. Number two, you said she caused financial
verdict like others that this judgment is sound.